Today we're looking at complex sentences for describing data trends. We're going to cover 4 great structures you can use.
All right, first up is using before or after. This is perfect for talking about 2 trends that happen back-to-back for the same subject. So the formula is pretty simple. You state the first trend, use before or after, and then add a verb with an ing ending to bring in the second trend.
Let's look at an example. The price of computers decreased gradually before experiencing a sharp rise in the final year. You can see how that structure just smoothly connects 2 different moments of change into one clean sentence. And here's another one, but this time starting with after. After dropping slightly to exactly 15% in 1990, the figure for renewable energy surged exponentially over the next decade. It's a really great way to show a clear sequence of events. Okay, let's move on to a different method for connecting trends.
So our second structure uses the phrase, which was followed by. This is a fantastic way to link an event with whatever happened right after it. Sounds a little more formal, too.
For this one, you just describe the first trend in a complete sentence and then use the connector, which was followed by, to introduce that second trend as a noun phrase.
For example, there was a slight drop in the number of cell phone subscribers, which was followed by a period of stability. Simple as that.
Now, this one is a bit more formal than our first structure, which makes it really useful for things like academic essays or business reports. Okay, moving on to structure 3, using despite or in spite of. This is the one you pull out when you want to highlight a really surprising or unexpected shift in a trend. It's all about showing contrast. So the structure starts with despite or in spite of, and then you describe that first trend. After a comma, you lay out the second, unexpected trend in a full sentence. Here, check out this sentence. Despite experiencing a slight drop in 2010, the sales of history books rocketed impressively at the end of the period. You can really feel that contrast between the drop and the big surge. This is just a great tool for adding another layer of analysis to your writing. It shows you really get the complexity of the data.
And for our last structure, let's talk about starting at or finishing at. This is a super concise and effective way to tie your trend to a specific data point, either at the beginning or the end.
You just kick off the sentence with starting at or finishing at, give the specific data in year, and then follow it up with your main clause describing the trend. Here's an example with starting at nearly 50 units per day in December, iced coffee sales dropped quickly in the following month. See how that gives you a really clear and immediate starting point before it describes the main action? Very efficient. And here's one using finishing. The house price in Hanoi went up gradually throughout the decade, finishing at a peak of $500,000 in 2015. So, this structure gives you a really strong concluding point for your analysis. And there you have it, 4 complex structures to level up your data descriptions.
This video is brought to you by the IELTS Focus Zello 0847 705 973, an English center specializing in IELTS preparation.